Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to American Truck Simulator. We are here in Bellingham, up in Washington, right along the Canadian border, and that is because we're going to be doing some log hauling up in Canada. This is version 1.51, so ProMods Canada is officially out for the latest version of ATS, and haven't been to Canada in quite a while, so I think that's what we're going to do. We are driving Hatreyu's Freightliner FLC. I've got it decked out in red and black. Looking Canadian. Haven't been in this truck in quite a while either. Got the chains down below the bumper there. Looking pretty nifty. It actually looks a little bit too nice for a logging trailer. It would be nice to get a skin in there that makes it look kind of used, but that's okay. We also have Pizzster Manac Logging trailer. I would like to be able to use this in Arkansas for some dynamic loading. I think Pizzster's still working on that at the moment. Maybe it'll even be out by the time you guys see this video. In the meantime, I'm ready to drive something else other than the SCS logging trailer. So let's go ahead and get in. Okay, like I mentioned, we are in Bellingham, and we're headed all the way up to Cache Creek to the Dairy Farms of America with these extended brown long logs, 85,995 pounds. It's a pretty decent load. Let's go ahead and get the lights on, crank her over. This is Zeemods Cummins N14. It is a 600 horsepower variant, and I've got a 15-speed Eaton-Fuller and normal H pattern on it. Initial drive 16.91, 3.7 differential. That should be enough to get us where we're going. It is a little bit of a drive, 5.5 hours game time, and I don't know exactly what kind of terrain we're going to be on, but we should be good transmission-wise and everything. So let's go ahead and get moving. Yeah, those are some long logs. We definitely have got the lift axle down for this one. A lot of weight on a quad axle version of the trailer. Forgot how much I like the FLC. I just haven't been running it. It's probably one of my that's probably one of my third or fourth paid trucks I got probably like 3 years ago, and it was my favorite. I drove it absolutely everywhere. Whoa, shift. I think that one was a little too slow. Yeah, built her for torque, not for speed, and with 85,000 pounds on you, that's it's more about, I don't know exactly where we're going. I know there's a lot of hills in Canada. I know we may be on some logging roads. I just got to be prepared for anything. I just don't want to get pinned anywhere. that I can't get out of. Wow. Actually, let's go ahead and take a look at what we got in deep reduction. Truck just kind of stopped for some reason. I don't know what's going on. Already exiting. And we got to go through customs. As we're coming up on the border here. Yeah, we aren't going to be going too fast today. Got up to about 30 miles an hour there, between 25 and 30, and we're already in 8th gear of our 10. It's a 15 speed, but the other 5 gears are low gears, deep reduction. So I imagine we're probably going to be sitting somewhere around 50, 55 miles an hour, especially with this weight. All right, everything is in order. That shouldn't be happening. That should not be happening. So I'm making the change from deep reduction 3 and coming out into highway gears, and I'm coming out in 2 is my next gear, which is what you do in a 15 speed. And for some reason it's really not, it's just making me stop. So this is what they're doing. They're coming right up to me, blocking me, and then stopping. I wouldn't be surprised if they just ran into me. And now we're here just in time to get another light. And when they're pulling us into the scale too. A little bit of a slow start getting out, but we can take a look at the load. Take a look at the Pitstster Manac and the FLC, of course, with a proper logging rack. I like to see it. Not much customizable on the inside. If you guys haven't had a chance to take a look at the FLC, this is pretty much as is. But it does look the part. Okay, 126,345 pounds. Maybe I should have opted for the 700 horsepower. We'll get it done. Let's try this deep reduction again. It's the transition from deep reduction to the highway gears. What you're supposed to do is whatever deep reduction gear you're in, and I'm using this second stick, by the way, to control basically what would be my splitter, keeping me in deep reduction or in the highway gears. And whatever deep reduction gear you're in, if you're coming out to the highway gears, you want to subtract one. So if you're in deep reduction 3, and so I started out here in deep reduction 2, it says low 2 up there, keeping that up so you can see what gear I'm in. And then I'm switching to third deep reduction. I want to go highway, then I would go up into second. There it goes. I think I know what happened. I think I held on too long after I switched it, moved the splitter back, and what it was reading was go from deep reduction 3 to highway 3, which was that's a gear that would have been too high for me at the time. So once I make that switch, I need to start moving the stick back a little bit quicker, and then it'll go into the highway 2nd instead of highway 3rd. That's what's going on. My mistake. It actually helps. That was just starting in first in the highway gears. And it's a little bit easier to get moving forward in those deep reduction gears. I might continue to do that. I mean, I'm geared for it anyway. That's why I'm running the 15. Might as well use it. It's a lot easier on the engine and transmission too. Just coming up on about 35 now. A little bit of a slow drive. I'm definitely going to have to skip ahead in this video and really just kind of point out the highlights. I got this camera installed and it's kind of, it was the wrong one. I haven't been in this profile in a while. Do like the Jake on this N14 though. Probably just leave it here for this hill. Back in ProMods Canada. It is good. 80 kilometers. Or equivalent to 50 miles an hour. Yeah, so the conversion comes through on the route advisor. Yeah, so we're not going to come to a screeching halt. We're not going to be unable to do it, but we're going to be moving slow, and a lot of that just has to do with the load. We're going to make it? We made it. Not going to have to worry about that light. Let's see how close we can get up to 62. We had a nice bit of momentum because of that on-ramp. Be a shame if I have to slow it down because something's happening here. Looks like it's just that far left one. So now we're down to 2 lanes. And they're slowing us down now. Oh, there we go. Unfortunately, we are in 10th gear. We don't want to run this up too much. We're already up about 1750 on the RPMs. I think I'm just going to back off to about 55 miles an hour. And to keep myself from over revving that engine, I'm just going to go ahead and hit the cruise control. I could probably adjust that mirror. I'm seeing way too much of my own trailer. There we go. That helps. You can see a little bit more of what I'm doing. And I took that little convex mirror and I moved it way to the right, so I can usually so you can see your trailer if it's the four-ways on. Let everyone else know what's going on. Already getting detoured. Am I gonna detour? Ah, this drive's already so long. I'm gonna take the see what's going on. My truck. Okay, so obviously I crashed. Right before I crashed, the truck automatically stopped. It automatically slowed down. What is that setting? Can someone tell me what that is? It's like auto braking, but I can't find the setting. I need to turn that off. Love ProMods Canada. Look at that snow up there. The weather's coming in. We've got PNG, the base file anyway, not the weather, running 8K weather off of Steam Workshop. Yeah, it looks like we'll be good at about 55 miles an hour, which is a little bit under the 62. Let's just keep it there. 56. Don't want to be running the engine up too much, but let me switch to that other camera. There we go. So we can see the scenery. Because that is the thing about ProMods Canada, is just checking out all the scenery. Also the cool roads that you're going on. The hills, all that kind of stuff. You have to really drive it strategically, especially if you want to come in here underpowered or even moderately powered. I juiced it a little bit, something I don't usually do. Juiced it all the way up to 600 horsepower. And for a lot of people, you're thinking, that's about normal. I always try to run a little bit on the challenging side and really try to get the right transmission, see what I can get, get everything working together for me to try to get it done. Oh, I just wasn't stopping. I was not stopping. That was full Jake. That was too fast. This thing was not slowing down. 85,000 pounds. I think it should have slowed down more than that. Question for you guys, this is probably dumb. The setting of the brakes themselves. Because I was hitting the brakes, and maybe I'm thinking that should have been, like, I don't think it's set very high. Let me check it right now. So if we go into options, gameplay, and we want brake intensity set at 105. I put it up to like 134 maybe. The Jake isn't affected by that, right? It's just the actual foot brake, right? Pretty sure. Like, this wouldn't make my Jake more intense now. It would just be that I can actually brake with my foot faster to complement that. But I mean, obviously you saw I had only got up to 56 miles an hour, and granted it was a ramp, maybe even a short one, but it was full Jake before I even hit the ramp and full foot on the brake, and it wasn't having it. It was already going to be a tight turn, but like, I went through not because the light was green. I went through because I couldn't stop. So let's see if there's any difference now. I'm just going to let the hill slow me down. Oh, look at that. Oh, was going to get a screenshot. Man, tree got in the way. Let's go back to this camera so we can see more of the trees and everything. I don't know what they're warning people about. We're just going to keep chugging. It's not like we're going to be breaking any land speed records here. But we're not supposed to. We're hauling 85,000 pounds of logs. Up these hills and stuff, just the fact that we get there is a success in my book. Good, up to 56 now. No one else merging. As soon as I get up to 10th, then I hit the hill. See, I think I've got that convex mirror out there too far. Oh, and I'm running out of fuel. Awesome. What are the chances that they have a gas station up here? Oh man, that's gonna suck. Well, you saw a little bit of Canada. See if we see anything. There's a rest stop. No fuel. Man, I was a little under a half a tank too. This must be a small tank. Granted, I'm eating a lot of it on hills with this weight. But yeah, I've got the fuel light on. Increase up to 62 now. Man. Give me a gas station. Oh, is that one coming up? That might be one coming up. Whoa. Probably need some speed restriction on that. That does not seem like something that you can hit going 60. And I'm only going 47. Wow. Did I see a gas station? There is one. There is one up the road. So we will be able to stop and do that and continue the drive. All we got to do is get there. I'm thinking 60? I don't know. Not on this curve. Well, that sign. It's in kilometers. So yeah, maybe I am kind of speeding for that corner. It's cool. I don't think I've been through the tunnels here a while. Just been headed out to other parts within Canada. Cache Creek. 80. So that's probably going to be like, what, 50? Probably go take a little bit off here. Well, the hill's doing most of it for me. So the gas station's right up here, right? Or is it a little further up? It's a little further up. No. Yeah. It's going to be on the left side. Pretty good timing. All we got to do is make it there. There we go. Right at the speed limit. And that gas station. Here it is. Oh, it's actually these pumps up here. It actually makes more sense for a truck. There we go, better timing on that switch from deep reduction to highway gears. I've been spending all my time, especially with that 3406B, and like I said in my last video, trying to do what Goggles56 requested, and try to keep it in that torque band. And when I'm got this weight on me going up these hills, I am not thinking about that torque band at all. I'm really trying, I mean, I'm taking advantage of all of it, but I'm trying to eat at the horsepower side of it too. That's kind of why I put a 600 horsepower in here, which I know isn't crazy, but it's a little bit on the more aggressive side for me. I'm not trying to get through this. It's not a cannonball, although I love those videos that Goggles does on the convoys that he does. They do a cannonball and they just try to go from coast to coast or whatever as fast as they can. It's kind of cool. Oh yeah, those deep reduction gears makes it so smooth to get up to speed and get off the line. Love it. We're also kind of in a race against the clock. It says we're not going to get there till 9 o'clock at night, so we're actually going to get some evening time in this truck. Whoa. That wasn't a frickin' hairpin. I don't know what is. That is a crazy turn, guys. Look at that. That's insane. Welcome to Canada. Jeez. It is a challenge to drive here. It's not just beautiful. It'll challenge you. Let's take this corner a little slower, huh? We don't have to squeal the tires on every frickin' curve. Man. Can you tell I'm not a real truck driver? Oh, got a little squeal. Sometimes it's fun. Wow. I can't even get out to take a look properly. I'm gonna crash. The sun is setting. Lillooet. Oh, I'm done. I am done. Wow. Just trying to get a freaking screen grab here. No way with all those trees and bushes and stuff. Trying to get the sunset. And by the way, I'm not going slow. My foot is to the floor in 4th gear. That is just a steep hill. Look at that. Crazy drop off. I'm going back down the other side. Maybe I can get a screen grab from in here. Oh, look at that. And we got stars in the background, in the mirror. And about 50 cars. Wondering why I'm going 40 miles an hour. Yeah, that's a good speed right there. That is a good speed. That's much better. Ooh. Still squealing them. That second turn was a little bit sharper than the first. Yep, we are off the beaten path now. Be there in 37 minutes. Should be interesting. I'm just going to try to keep this momentum up as much as I can, so long as it keeps me on all the tires. Thought I had to go down 2. Only 1. I think we're going a little bit downhill, and we got some curves. Ooh, full on the brake too. Wow. Where's my shifter? There we go. I think I'm just gonna keep that Jake on, so I can just pull my foot off the accelerator. Because that seems pretty much it. I'm either giving it a lot of power to make it up a hill, or I'm taking it off because I'm going too fast into a turn. Wow. Get our high beams on here. Not too many other people around, so don't think they're going to mind. Now we got to lay into it a little bit to get up this hill. Not really a bunch of crazy turns. Right before we got on this road, yeah. Canada will keep you on your toes. ProMods Canada, I definitely recommend it if you guys haven't tried it before. I feel like ProMods Canada and the Reforma map from Mexico, both of those are just have some of the craziest winding roads that you'll see in this game. Yeah, see, that's a good idea. We'll just keep that Jake there. And obviously it disengages once you go back on the accelerator, so might as well just leave that on. Not even having to change gears here. I would probably rather come through here during the day, I'm not going to lie. Not a whole lot of available light. There's only so much that even the high beams can do for you. Whoa. I'm going to another stage as we're coming into the drop-off point here. Staying off to the left. Alright, we'll get that off. Try to drop 2 gears here. There we go. And it looks like we're coming in here on the right. Oh no. Oh my god, I'm so dumb. So there is a latching button right here, and if I leave it latched after I get gas, as soon as I get to the destination, because that sign pops up and it says press enter to skip, and it was still pressed in because this button latches and stays. And it's an automatic drop off without actually having to park, which kind of sucks. That's most of the fun. So sorry about that, guys. I've already done that so many times since I've built this box and added that latching button. Kind of bums me out. But we were coming in at night. Probably was going to be a really difficult parking spot, and I probably would have blown it anyway. Anyway, thanks for coming along on the drive. This little trip from Bellingham up to Cache Creek. Yeah, if you enjoyed it, go ahead and give me the thumbs up. Consider subscribing and hitting the notification bell so you can see all my videos. Go out there, get ProMods Canada if you don't already own it. It is free, or you can do, I think it's like $1.50 or something like that, or what is it, 1.25 euro or something like that. If you want to get, you can get a faster download, but you're really just supporting the guys over at ProMods. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys on the next one. Take care.